What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man Chazz Ellis once again answering the questions that you ask me. People are asking me a lot of good questions. They're on Ask Chazz Ellis on Facebook. Please go and like that page so you can ask questions. You can get involved with our discussions. It's a lot of cool stuff that we're talking about on there. I'm sharing videos. I'm doing all kind of stuff, being whatever. So make sure you do that so you can get involved and you can be a part of those discussions. Because I like to hear your feedback. I like to see what you like. Also, go to Kickstarter and support the Chazz Ellis Project on Kickstarter.com. Do it. No, but it would really be appreciated. Go ahead. We only got a few more days left. We're getting close. We're getting close to being about halfway there. So go ahead and support the Chazz Ellis Project on Kickstarter.com. Really appreciate those of you who have already done it. That's dope. Good folks. Appreciate it. So without further ado, I'm going to start answering this question. Somebody asked me how to deal with a mama's boy. So I thought that was a good question because a lot of dudes are mama's boys. I'm actually a mama's boy myself. There's different kinds of mama's boys. There's people who really, really love their mom and appreciate their mom. Would do anything for her. And then there's people who are just like slaves to their mom. That's kind of hard to deal with, I understand. So you need to understand, first of all, you need to understand why he's a mama's boy. The thing you got to understand about moms is there's a certain level of loyalty that's going to always come to a dude for his mother. And the reason why that's the case is because moms will do anything in the world for you. They gave birth to you. You have to understand, to be a good man to you, he has to be a little bit of a mama's boy. Because if he doesn't really appreciate and show loyalty to somebody who had him and raised him, why the hell would he appreciate you and show loyalty to you? What did you do? You think because you're giving him some sex, you're supposed to be elevated to some high level or whatever you did? It doesn't trump giving birth to the dude. He wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for his mom. You can't trump that. So you got to understand why somebody is a mama's boy. That's number one. You have to understand, like, it's a loyalty thing for most people. Some people are being called into a situation. Some women have their son as their husband. And that's a whole different type of mama's boy. So you have to understand why. Is he a mama's boy because he's loyal? Because he loves his mother? Because he respects her and appreciates what she's done for him? And they have a good bond and a good relationship? If that's the case, you can really work for it. Is he his mom's husband? If that's the case, that's kind of hard to work through. So you got to understand why he's a mama's boy. Is it because of the fact that he does appreciate and respect her, which means that could transfer on to you? Or is it because he's working as her husband? That's something you got to think about. Figure that out first, because that decides what you're going to do in the future. If he's their husband, that means he's already taken. You might not want to come in between that. They've been together for like 25 years. You may not want to come in between him and his mama. If it's his mom and he does care about her and respect her and all that kind of stuff, then it could work. You could still work through that. Okay, so once you decide what type of situation you're dealing with, the first thing you want to do is show faithfulness and loyalty. Men are big on loyalty and faithfulness, especially when it comes to women. Why? Because that's something we look for in a woman, because that's something our mother showed us. Whether you know it or not, you generally look for your father or your mother in whoever you're being in a relationship with. You look for those qualities because those are the people that, like, you ever hear where somebody says a father is a girl's first love affair. That's pretty much the person that they look for throughout their entire lives. And you'll notice that people who don't have a dad or people who the dad was kind of messed up a lot of times, you usually see a lot of times where they attract or they date a lot of messed up dudes because there's certain things that they didn't get, certain expectations that they don't necessarily have. That's not 100% across the board because people have different male figures and they, some people do figure it out along the way. But by and large, it does happen. A lot of times you don't have a dad or your dad was kind of messed up and didn't really treat you right. A lot of times you go right to that. A lot of times you have that. If you're dealing with a woman who's got a really good dad, who respects her, loves her, treats her right, their standard for you is usually pretty doggone high. It's like, I want this, I expect this, because my daddy did this for my mama, and blah, 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 blah. You know, you're going to have to really come up. So that's something you have to understand. Loyalty and faithfulness, that's something that he really expects that he got from his mother. So now he's going to expect from every other woman. Moms are super loyal. Moms are the type of people that their son could shoot somebody and they would say some stuff like, see, y'all keep blaming my son for shooting somebody, but what you really don't understand is he was in danger because they got in the way of his bullets. And some of them might have had hard stuff on their shirts and whatnot, and what if one of those bullets would have ricocheted and hit my baby? He's the victim. That's moms. Mom feel like you can't do nothing wrong. So when you're with a woman and she doesn't necessarily show that loyalty, I'm not saying it has to be to that degree, but you're not necessarily showing that loyalty, you can't really expect him to take somebody who would take a bullet for him for somebody, you know, you can't really expect him to leave that person for somebody who wouldn't even make a grilled cheese. Doesn't make sense. You have to deal with his mother as a woman. A lot of moms want to make sure that you're doing a good job with their son. Some moms want you to kiss their ass. Some moms want to disrespect you, talk down to you, and basically be like queen of the castle type of thing. You don't have to put up with that. You deal with their mom as a woman. If you feel like you're doing the right thing for her son and you're taking care of her son in a good way, you're being a good woman to her son, you don't have to sit here and let this person berate you. You don't have to sit here and let this person disrespect you in any kind of way. You don't have to do that. You deal with her like a woman because you are a grown woman. Don't be disrespectful. Don't cuss his mom out. Because see, what that does is take you down a level. When you over here calling his mom like, hey, look, B, and this stuff, and I don't want to, that's his mama. You can't disrespect the man's mom. Because that was, like I said, it takes you down a level. It makes it seem like you don't really care about him if you're just going to talk that kind of way. Be woman to woman with his mom. Like, hey, this is the way I expect to be treated. I'm going to treat you with respect as a woman. I understand you're older than I am. I'm going to treat you with respect because of that. But, you know, I'm showing the good in me by how I treat you, but I'm not going to let you just dog me. So, woman to woman. That way she'll start getting a respect for you even if she doesn't like you. Become a part of his family. A lot of people like to set themselves apart from a family because one member of the family doesn't like them. And what that ends up doing is making it to where everyone else stops liking you. Because the only person's side of the story they're hearing is hers. Because you got to remember, a lot of times when a mom doesn't like you, she's bad-mouthing you to everybody in the family. You know what she did? She came to my house and disrespected me. She came to my house and was talking trash. She came to my house and cussed me out. She came to my house and did this, did that. You know, you gotta understand. Or, you know what she be doing to him? You know what she be doing? Look, he came over here and, you know, he usually pretty big. He weighed 120 pounds. He did. He weighed 100. His clothes was falling off him and everything. She don't feed him. She don't feed him. And she don't take care of them kids. You understand? Like, telling them all this kind of stuff. So now they're building this thought process about you that you don't take care of your kids. You don't take care of your man. You're not about anything. And that's what she's telling everybody. And they don't ever get to see you. So whenever they do see you, there's a certain amount of hostility. And you're upset because you're like, wait a minute. Why are y'all being hostile to me? I didn't do anything. Well, they don't know that. They're just going by what she said. And you haven't made an impression on them. You're not part of their family. So it's not one family member against another. It's a family member against a doggone stranger. Become a part of the family. Talk to the family. Get to know the family. A lot of people are reasonable and will not have a problem with you if they get to know you. But when you're a stranger and you're doing battle with one of their family members, of course, like a family member, they jump in and fight with them. That's only natural. So you have to become one of the family members so that you can deal on an equal playing field. Show everyone that you are taking care of your man properly. Now, a lot of people are like, I'm not his mama. I don't have to take care of him. You're supposed to be taking care of each other. So, yeah, you are supposed to be taking care of him. If you're not doing a good job of taking care of him, then they feel like you're taking from him. My dad used to always tell me back in the day, he said, whenever you eat, somebody is either, and somebody come to your table, they either bringing something to it or they taking something from it. Ain't no other way to look at it. So if you're not bringing anything to his life, then you're taking something from it. If you're not bringing anything to his family, you're taking something from it. They feel like you're taking a member of their family that was probably pretty productive. You picked them for a reason, so they probably had a lot of value for them too. And now they feel like you're taking a valuable member of their family and you're not giving him anything and you're not doing anything for them. So, of course they're going to be against you. So you want to make sure that they see that you're taking care of him properly. That in public, you want to even ramp it up a little bit. You want to even ramp it up a little bit, showing people like, hey, I do care about this man. I am taking good care of him. And you want to be taking good care of him because that's your man. If you love somebody, if you don't feel like you want to take care of somebody, then you probably don't love them. You probably need to find somebody else. Somebody that you do feel that way about. Because I'll tell you this, a man that really loves you is going to want to take care of you. Some women don't realize that. A man that loves you, it kills him, it eats him up that you don't have the things that you want and need. He's going to be trying to do everything in his power to get those things to you. And a woman that loves a man is the same way. If you don't feel that way about your man, you do not love that man. I promise you don't. Maybe you want to be with him, maybe you don't want to be alone, but you do not love that man. So when you want to deal with a mama's boy, biggest thing you have to do is you have to understand that you got big shoes to fill. Mom probably been taking care of this man his whole life and had his back through everything, through thick and thin. She will release him unless, like I said, that's her husband. In that case, she's not going to let him cheat on her. If it's not her husband, she will release him when she feels like he's in good hands. It's just like back in the day. It ain't that many fathers around anymore. But just like back in the day, you had to go through a woman's father to be with her. And it was rough. But he would release her when he felt like you could take over and take his place. How are you going to take care of my daughter would be the first question he asked you. You going to take care of my daughter? What are you going to do for her? How are you going to support her? How are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? When he was satisfied, he'd release. You have to make sure that his mother is satisfied so she can release him. And you can go on and be happy, and she can be your biggest supporter. Hopefully I was able to help you out. Once again, it's your man, Chazz Ellis. Hit me up on AskChazzEllis.com if you got Ask Chazz Ellis on Facebook.com if you have any questions. Also, support the Chazz Ellis Project on Kickstarter. Like I said, I only got a few more days left. We're almost halfway there. We're almost to the halfway point. We really want to get there. Go ahead and support that. I really do appreciate it. Also, like and subscribe. Share these videos with your friends because a lot of people are asking the same questions you are, but they just don't know about Ask Chazz Ellis or they don't know where they can get answers, period. So go ahead, like and subscribe. Share these with your friends. Hopefully I was able to help you out. Peace.